Alrighty, my friends. I got through eating, and now I want to give you some updates on what I've got in here. Now, I've started bundling the plants together in these little jiffy pots. And you can get those. Let me grab these real quick. They're called seed starter pots, and you can get these for $1 at Dollar General. And then they have them in this large size right here. It's called a size 6, and it's supposed to be able to hold 6 plants. So this is where I've started transferring to, because putting them in the small jiffy pots, the little ones, the little pellet pots, they're for the really small plants. And now that they're getting this size, I need them to have more room for their roots. And when you get these, anytime you have these kinds of pots, all you have to do is cut that bottom off, or put an X. Just cut an X in the bottom of it like that. Kind of pull it open. And you can put these right into the ground, right into a pot with dirt in it. So I did want to tell you about those. Now, on the other thing, you can see I don't have as many. And that's because those cereola plants, which I do still have a few cereola that are doing okay, but they're just not thriving. So I've been out trying to find some small Verosa, the tiny ones, but the most of the ones in my yard are the cereola. I am finding as they come up further, and I can tell more about the leaf description, I can see that most of them are the cereola. And even like this one right here, which is the Verosa, you can see, okay, one little leaf is kind of wilty right there. I will cut that off, and I will trim these wilty leaves off as I get stronger new ones. I don't stress the plant too much, but you can see right here where I have cut off wilty leaves. Now there's some new ones coming out right there. So you can see how to even rejuvenate these plants. And I have spritzed them, and I am taking real good care of them. Now, you can see I only have a few. I don't have all those that I did have, because I've bundled them together. That's looking like it's going to be my best way to keep them, strong together. Now, tomorrow I'll go out and I will dig up some little small tiny ones where I can kind of guess that they are Verosas. I'm telling you, the cereola just don't ship well. So I will do that tomorrow. But I wanted to tell you another thing I got real excited about today. So I have to drive through my hometown where I was born, commuting from where I work to where I live now. So I had been spying out this field that it's a field that I played in when I was young, and a store is built there now. And he is a Pakistani man, and he and his family have lived there. They actually live in the back of the store, and they converted that to a residence, and their children are grown now. They've been there for 30 years. They've been part of our community for 30 years. Wonderful, nice people. And I could see in that field behind where the store was these plants, and I had gotten some of my mullein plants from behind there last year. And so I just decided God has blessed me so much, I'm just going to go in there and ask him. So I went in there and I went, excuse me, are you the owner? And I'd like to ask you something. So as I started talking to him about it, he climbed out over the counter. He didn't walk. He just climbed over the counter and he went out and we stood there and we were looking at the plants. And so I pinched some of this off and he started eating it. And because of his native country, he has had herbs and plants brought in from his native Pakistan that they grow there for their own culinary use and medicinal use for their family. And so we started talking. He said, you come out and you dig up anything you want. Just dig it all up. There's been no sprays, no poisons. It's all, I just leave it all to go. So tomorrow I'm taking a great big bucket and my shovel and I'm going to go dig up a mullein plant that, no lie, is probably 3 feet in diameter. Now mulleins do transplant very well. They're very easy to transplant. He has a lot of cereola. Small scrubby ones. And the ones that are kind of small scrubby ones, I have decided I'm going to go and I'm just going to snip their tops and start those for our first leaf drying endeavor. And then I can go back and snip more as the plant keeps rejuvenating itself and sprouting out another center stalk. And I'm just gonna snip around these plants and start gathering leaves. And then where I can find the verosa there, I'm going to dig those up. And I will be looking for other plants as well. I know that there's plenty of plants like vetch there and chickweed, and there was some yellow sorrel there, and I pinched some of that so that he could taste the lemony flavor. Oh, well, he loved that. He just started snipping some of that. So I'm very excited, and I'll be bringing that to you, updating you on that as well. But you can see I only have just a few little plants left, and they are going good. But tomorrow I'm going to go out and try to get some more small plants. We'll see how the day goes. It got over 80 degrees today here, and of course I get off at 4 in the afternoon, and by the time if I just drive straight home, it's almost 5 when I get home. But if I stop through there, the store is actually right in front of the family farm. The one that's in Lincoln County, the part that's in Lincoln County. My sister lives in a huge house behind the store, and then my other sister lives across the road in where Mom and Daddy lived and where we were all raised up. So actually, both sisters are like right down the road. We used to walk down there. There's a little creek that flows behind that store. And so we would start at our creek what we called a stopgap. It's a bridge that has spaces in between the wood boards so your cattle can't cross it. That's why it's called a stock gap. And so we would travel down that little creek, and we'd just wade all the way down to where that field is. And you know, country kids, that's what we did. And then some years later, that piece of land sold, and they built a store there. And so, like I said, I was really excited. I made a new friend, and I shared some knowledge. And this kind man is going to allow me to pillage. I'm going in and I'm pillaging his wild herbs, and he seemed absolutely thrilled with it. So, that is my update for tonight. I stayed up too late last night, and I was cranky today at work. Although I usually will have 3 leaves of the lactuca before I go to sleep, because when I do go to sleep, then I sleep soundly. I don't sleep deeply, but I do sleep soundly, and I'm not prone to waking up every hour or so like I learned to do when I first went into security. And, my years as being a single mom, I'd get up and down all night long. So, so this plant will help you with that. So, I'll have a few of these on a little. Well, I think I'm just gonna have some and dip it in tzatziki sauce because I don't really feel like eating very much more. I did have a Subway, and I never have Subways, but tonight I just wanted one, and I've already had a whole little top off of one of these. I put that on the sandwich. It was delicious. So anyway, I'm going to have some more, and then I'm going to take a shower, and I'm going to relax, and then I'm going to get ready for tomorrow's plant pillaging. And I might even take my camera, my spare phone that I use as a camera, and my tripod, and that would be a good way that I could also show you another part of my life, is to show you this monumental hill and the land and the layout and stuff of this place that nurtured and raised me and is my heart. So for tonight, I'm going to stop babbling now, and for tonight this will be my last video. Oh, I almost forgot. I took down the videos that talked about the plants being for sale because I'm not offering the little bitty individual plants anymore because they're just not feasible. I got out as many as I could, but now I've got much larger plants, much stronger plants, and right now I'm just going to negotiate prices because I'm flexible like that. And I need to get these plants out to people so that you can start having your own plants and your own medicine. So what I'd like for you to do is, okay, here's my information. I'm going to put it up real close like that so y'all can write that down. And here's my information. And what I'd like for you to do is to please email me at my Gmail account if you'd like some of these plants. And then, but I do get letters. Just I come home, and I used to wouldn't check my mailbox but once every week or so because I didn't never get anything. So, except for like weird, bulk mail type stuff that was just useless. So now I get excited when I pull in the driveway and I go straight to my mailbox. So you can send me a letter here as well, and ask me if you include your phone number, I can call you and touch base. I spoke with such a lovely lady last night. She just warmed my heart last night. Her name is Mary, and I just babbled. I just talked on and on and on. But if you want to include your phone number, and I can call you and just say, hey, what would you like to know, or what can I help you with, or what plants do you want? And then we just talk about what you want. And like I said, I've decided that price is just negotiable because I can sit here, and now I got me a little postal scale, and I can weigh these plants and then give you an estimate of what the postage would be, because the postage has been as much as $13 for some packages that I've sent, but then there's been some that's been $4. So now that I got a postal scale, I can give you a better idea of what the postage is going to cost, and then we'll just talk about the rest of it. So I just wanted to give y'all this information, and again, I'm going to try not to cry, but y'all don't know these remarks that y'all gave me on that video. I read them all day long at work, and I just cried. Y'all just warmed my heart. I'm sappy. I'm just like my grandmother, my mama. She raised me. I just cry about stuff, and it's out of joy. For change, it's not out of sadness or hurt or brokenness. It is out of pure joy to have you people in my life. I just can't tell you. So I got excited. I just got real excited. Y'all reinvigorated me. So here's my information, and whatever you would like to do. Like I said, I'm real flexible on this. I just want to get the plants out, and even like these other little plants like the mullein and the red dock, the plantago. I'm trying to figure out stuff that I can just mail out to y'all. Just mail it out. You don't have to go looking in the woods for it. You don't have to worry about IDing it for yourself or picking poison ivy. Today when I was digging up those plants, there was a mess of poison ivy around it. And I was real careful, and then when I got home, I scrubbed my hands anyway. And this plant, now let me tell you a little thing about this plant. Now, this is a small version of that very large plantago that I showed y'all yesterday. Well, in a few previous videos. Now, one of the things that you can do with this plant is after you've been into poison ivy or something, if you come in and you scrub your hands real well, and then you break up a couple of leaves, scrunch them up, get some of the juices flowing, and rub it all over your hands, then you won't break out. And I'm highly allergic to poison ivy. I've had it in my eyes and inside my mouth, and it'll just spread, you know, and that's from being a farm girl. It mostly came from handling wood, because we had a wood heater when I was coming up. So I wanted to tell you that this is one of those plants that is one of my favorites, and I've been meaning to do a video on my top 10, and I will still get around to it. Some that I'm trying to figure out which are the ones that are the easiest to find and the most versatile. So again, this video's gone a little long. I'm sorry, but again, I just want to thank y'all, and I want you to have a wonderful evening. And there'll probably be several videos coming tomorrow, but for tonight, God bless you all, and good night.